This is the first morning this year, and we're now in April, 20th of April 2013, and this is the first morning I've seen the sun like this. Beautiful. Thank you. Take a moment. Normally I would be meditating with the sun at this time every morning, but so far this year we just haven't had the luxury of. So I am in utter gratitude and appreciation for our beautiful sun. As I draw in light and love. Draw in the universal rays, the universal light. And when you filled yourself with light, you're just constantly drawing in light and feeling yourself, feeling the energy build up within, in light and out love. In light and out love. And as you continue to do this, you should feel the energy within yourself start to rise. Listen to the bird. Little birdies enjoying themselves. Come hail or shine. Draw in the cosmic ray of love. Connecting with all our loved ones beyond this earth plane. And especially at this time, since our weather is being most severely manipulated, I would ask everyone to please understand that we have the power to change this. If everyone took the time to meditate, not only are you empowering yourself and shifting your energy up to a higher vibration, when you shift your energy up to a higher, lighter vibration, you're changing every cell in your body. When you change every cell in your body, you are preventing disease. When you become a light body, you cannot be affected nearly as bad by anything outside of ourselves that is destructive, because if you think about it, it makes perfect sense. When you're living in your loving heart, when you're living in pure vibration, your entire existence is pulsating at a much higher frequency. When your being is pulsating at a much higher frequency, then it cannot be disturbed in the same way as a body that is not. And there's many ways we can rectify this. Meditation is the most significant. There's the cloud covering the sun now a bit. Oh dear. So we need to empower ourselves both by the food we're eating. We have to detoxify. We have to rid ourselves of toxic waste in our bodies. A very good way to start is by having a colonic irrigation to clear out and cleanse all toxic waste from our colons and from our bowels. After which, I would suggest to everyone on this planet that we start raw vegetable juicing. It is crucial for our physical health. It is absolutely crucial to start to take care of the carriage for our soul. Now I'm going to spend a little time now quietly seeing, by concentrating on the sun, concentrating on our loved ones in the universe, or the universal power, source, God, whatever name you choose, or you refer to the beings beyond our planet, or the souls beyond our planet, of a higher magnitude and a higher vibration, to assist us on the earth plane, especially at this time, when geo-engineering is disturbing our skies in particular at this time, so that if we don't have power to change things on the ground, I suggest everyone have a voice on the ground. Contact your governments, contact your military, contact your newspapers, contact everyone, and bring an absolute awareness to this, because it has been stepped up tremendously. Certainly here in Ireland, we have had the most horrendous year so far. Very, very, very little in the way of sunshine getting through, and bitterly, bitterly, bitterly cold temperatures due to the manipulation. So I'm going to take a moment to absolutely connect with the sun now, that you can see it's behind that cloud. Now I am asking the universal, my universal friends and family beyond this earth plane, ascended masters, all, to cleanse and clear our airspace from that side. Now, if everyone gets in the habit of asking, we can overcome this phenomena. They have the power beyond our earth plane to assist us in any way we wish. So we simply have to ask with an absolutely sincere heart Dear universe, dear brethren in light, assist us at this time. Assist us at all times. Once we make the connection universally, we keep that connection. Once we have reawakened and established our universal right and our universal awareness of higher beings, of a much greater universal plan, we are already in the golden age. This is the age when humanity becomes empowered again, but it's our will, the divine will. I ask Uranus, the great planet Uranus, the planet of consciousness, full consciousness of love, light and truth, our heavenly body, assist us at this time, please. We need mighty assistance with our awakening. But I also thank the gift of everything that is unawakened, for without souls who are evolved, we would not see what we need to do to change within and without. This is the time for great awakening, to take back our inner power, to shift from the absolute grossness of physicality and materiality, to rise internally, to rise in mind, body and soul, to rise up out of the gross thinking, to rise up out of anger, to rise up out of greed, to rise up out of utter selfishness, to rise up to rise up out of jealousy and envy and all these very ugly emotional state of mind, to rise up into your superior mind, the mind that functions through the heart. Everything you think, every word and every action, in truth, can only come through the heart. For to bypass the heart is to bypass your living. When your thought, word and action is of a negative vibration, then you simply are not living. You're missing the most beautiful experience. And this is for everyone. No matter what state of evolution you are at, the only way you can have power, real, sustainable power, is to become love. is to become a loving being. For when you reach a state of absolute pure love and understanding of the higher powers at work in our universe, then you have absolutely no desire to control or to be controlled. The only thing that makes perfect sense is to be in control, residing in the balance. Dear universe, I ask you from my absolute heart to cleanse our skies, to clear any toxicity in our skies. But remember, people, friends, souls, we must clear up the toxicity in our own bodies and in our own thinking. When we do this en masse, it will be so easy to clear our skies. Collectively, it will be so very easy, because the power of that vibration will cleanse and clear anything on its path. Because nothing can stand in the way of self and the greater universe when one is awakened. Just think of the power of the majority awakened. No more struggling, no more running around like headless chickens. Coming together in unity, coming together to assist each other. Doing what is right always before any form of monetary gain. We will, in not a very great distance of time, be paid in exchange of energy. We will be doing things for each other in an ebb and a flow. In an ebb and a flow. Every soul on this planet has some form of talent and gifts that they can give, and gifts that they can develop. This shall be the new exchange rate in the future. Assisting each other and assisting Mother Earth. And of course, those who are elderly, those who are very young, those who have disabilities will be absolutely looked after and assisted. But most importantly, to teach people how to become healthy. Empowerment is key. Awareness comes first. Then comes empowerment. Then comes self-mastery. Soul mastery, all on the route to ascension. It's a journey, my friends. It's a journey. It's a journey to evolve and resurrect our souls. That is the only reason we are on this earth plane. And some souls obviously are at much greater advanced state than others, because you need every kind of soul on this earth plane in the realm of duality as a mirror, so that you may see. It's always a reflection on where you are at, a measuring tool. And once we regain our knowledge, the ancient knowledge regained, this is the age of conscious awakening again after the long sleep. The Pisces, the age of Pisces, was the age of unconsciousness, where humanity fell into a deep sleep and got controlled. This is the age when the mass come out of that sleep. And so, my goodness, so much is occurring already. So much is occurring and changing at a rapid rate, as it should. It's beautiful to see. And I think when people stop squabbling and let things form, for example, the wonderful work that Heather has done for OPPT in logging the rewrite of trust law and stuff, that was an absolutely major turning point in humanity's history and humanity's future. So we should not in any shape or form be negative around any of this. Not everyone who is at the helm at this time are in full enlightenment. So I do not observe closely. I just know that it is an absolute fantastic tool for humanity's empowerment, for humanity to come out of enslavement. And to absolutely and utterly trust the universal assistance that we will be getting at this time as we step forward, as we march ahead in a very gentle and a peaceful way. Because everything is an exchange of energy. Once you understand the nature of energy, game over. Because the power of any negative force can absolutely and utterly never override the power of powerful, beautiful, loving energy. The reason it was able to do in the age of the fishes was quite simply because anyone coming from a beautiful light energy source was basically slaughtered or driven off the planet. But since we are in the age of Aquarius, the constellation of Aquarius, and all that that entails, because the sun is involved directly with what planetary constellation it resides in at that time. So clearly for the next 2,160 years, the sun is concerned with Aquarius. Aquarius is absolutely and utterly the planet of enlightenment, of awakening, of consciousness. So, for anyone still in fear, please don't fear. For some who have been totally asleep, the change will of course be uncomfortable. For those who have been sensitive souls and light beings all their life, it's absolutely incredible. The energy is so comfortable. And the more you come into your heart space, this is for everyone, the sooner you come into your heart space, the sooner you will feel comfortable. The reason you're uncomfortable is because you've been going against your very nature for so very long. You've shifted out of heart center. This is essentially what has happened. People became secular, looking after number one, and programmed by a system to be competitive, a system that bred chaos, a system that bred separation. A system that knew it had to create these ways in order to control the masses. Now, my dear people, we have the power to rise back fully into heart, and we are already there. There's absolutely no way that in this age we can ever be fully controlled again. It cannot happen. We are in the ascending process again. The entire planet, by the very fact that it's in the constellation of Aquarius, is ascending, is in the ascending order. So anyone who is going totally against their nature, anyone who still carries on doing things, thinking words and actions which are wrong, which are against the nature of their soul, they will find this time very difficult, because you're resisting light and resisting love. You're resisting the greatest gift there is, and actually the only reason you are on this earth plane is literally to experience every possible experience to enable you to rise back into your supreme self in order to return to the universe. For me, this means when I am done with this earth plane, when I have outgrown this earth plane, I hand back all the gifts to each of the planets. The gift of imagination which served its purpose until I understood the greater universality, which is so much more amazing than imagination could ever be. To hand back the gift of personal love and emotion. For the absolute love of the divine, the absolute pureness of being love in a complete sense, far, 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 far outstrips anything than the emotional love could ever afford. Because love of good, love of love, love of the divine within and without affords a generosity that nothing lesser than can ever have. It's a generosity of love that extends far and wide across this entire planet to every being, every soul, no matter what state they are at, or stage they are at in their journey. For everyone must make this journey. Therefore, the understanding is of an absolute pure nature. To rise up out of combativeness, for all combativeness that people may have had, for this to have then been turned into a passion for shifting this earth plane, and that passion then can be handed back, for you've understood to hand back the gift to the planet Mars. To have outgrown the battle, to have had the courage and the bravery to rise into a much more beautiful, refined state of being. To have courageously slain all vestiges of lower self, gross self, inferior self. To have slain all this. And to have reached a stage where courage is no longer necessary. Because when you understand universality, you absolutely and utterly know you are protected. You absolutely and utterly know you are being loved. Absolutely and utterly. Have that connection forged in love. So that your solar plexus, your nerve center, your sun center is being ever charged with the mighty power of loving energy from our universe. There is the sun coming through that cloud again. So when we take the time, I don't know if that's picking up on my screen, but I move my Buddha. Oops. I hope that includes that now. I'm not so sure, but I will keep talking anyway. When we connect in our heart and in our when you ask with a sincere heart and with a pure intention, we can change everything. We can recreate our future beauty about the time we are in now is the old system is collapsing, and it must collapse right across the board for everyone. And really do not see this as a scary thing, because when everyone is in it together, just think of the creating we can achieve in a very short space of time. Now, there are many more people who have become aware of our universal family who are on this earth plane, or who visit us, should I say, in our skies and on the ground. A lot of people have been recording the sky activity, and my goodness, it has stepped up. For me, I have been recording ground activity since 2007, when the great universals made me aware of their presence by displays of light in my bedroom over the curtains. At that particular time, I used to sleep with my curtains drawn. So this light would come right across the top of the curtains and beam some incredible patterns on my wall and on my ceiling. One time was like a crop circle, beautiful, perfect design on the ceiling. Another time was the three spiraled image in the radiant colours of the rainbow, really vibrant, living energy in the spectrum of the rainbow. Now, at that time, I was a little bit scared. I wasn't scared of the spirit world, but not knowing what to expect in front of me if I opened those curtains. So eventually I took the courage to rip the curtains open, and of course there was no spacecraft out there. Wherever the light was being projected was a lot higher up from the sky or space within our solar system. That was the start. And then I've had so much land activity out the front of my home. From 2007, I never uploaded much footage. I've uploaded very little footage, actually, because so many people simply would not have believed that our universal family are actually regularly and constantly around and above the land. I don't know whether you'd call it on the land, but I can't say on the land because they are in such a higher frequency that they can just become visible, invisible, visible, invisible as forms of light. So it's like between two worlds. They can be here and there, here and there. We haven't reached that stage of evolution where we can dematerialize. So for anyone thinking in terms of craft, hovering or landing and taking off, it's not that kind of phenomena. These are energy crafts. These are energy bodies. They are not material. They are not matter. So they can transform themselves to make themselves look like matter, but because they are not matter, they will not be landing and taking off. Nor do I think we will be seeing any beings as such We may. I don't get me wrong. I really do not know. But if they have come to help us, well, of course they've come to help us, but that is something I cannot be sure of at this time. But my understanding of light beings is that the energy is not physical in any shape or form. It's like the auric body without any matter in between. We are the physical body with an aura around us. They are auric without a physical body. So just light in the shape of a body. So the idea that they would bring their energy levels any lower in order to communicate in any other way other than pure telepathic waves, I do not see this as happening, because when you raise your vibration, as you understand yourself, when you become a lighter body, you never want to be associated with anything lower and grosser again. So it is with the spirit world. They are not going to bring their beautiful beingness down to a gross level to accommodate us. They are showing us how we can raise our vibration up to a much higher frequency. And then when we can do that, obviously we've got much more freedom to come and go and be where we want. Proper time travelers. Totally awakening to the absolute power. We are only at the tip of the iceberg of our capabilities. I mean, this is absolutely so exciting, really. You know, fully embrace it. Embrace each other. Come away from this competitiveness, you know, wanting to learn stuff and then to run off and, you know, come together. Unite. There is no force like unity, because it's not force at all. It is just divine will, divine energy coming together for the greater good of humanity. And it will find a way. Take this notion of money out of the equation first. Do as a creative process first. Do it as right. Do it as good. And when everyone starts thinking along the right path, then we won't be enslaved in this planet anymore. We are just a hair's breadth from freedom. Boy, oh boy, I'm loving these energies. I am absolutely loving it. I am absolutely and utterly loving it. It's like the rewards of a life spent in pure heart and being denied to absolutely to start to have that freedom. Freedom. Feel that word within yourself. Feel it. Sense it. Just feel it. Stay with that word, freedom. Take it into your being, into your entire existence. Bring that word into your heart. Bring that word into your solar plexus. Bring that word into your entire chakra system. Freedom. How does it feel? Feel it as an internal situation first. And when you feel that freedom within your soul by releasing all the baggage of old conditioning and wrong thinking, when you release that baggage. By God, there's a freedom. There's an energy shift. Now, my intention at this very moment in time, and I ask everyone on this planet to step up into a lighter frequency, step into your loving nature, and we will overcome all geo-engineering. We will overcome all destructive patterns in our food source. We will clean up our food source. We will return to self-healing and empowerment and away from medication. Empower, not suppress. This is the future. And of course, in these energies, many people will not make it this time around. But it's not the end, it's only the beginning for them also. For when they return to spirit, they see the errors of their ways, of not paying attention or destructive behavior. And they return in better times to address these things. Because all death and disease is from not paying attention, not respecting the carriage of your soul, whether innocently or ignorantly. It is us that actually destroy ourselves. And this we must bring back into awareness, empowerment, and eventual soul mastery when we have totally and utterly, respectfully returned to the pure essence of our soul. We will treat our souls, we will treat our bodies as temples. Temples of great light. So we will never allow anything into the temple that is not of the greatest respectfulness. And light, we become much more refined in our choices. We become much more refined in our friendships. As that energy rises, it's almost like circles of vibrations outwards. From the grossest goes the furthest back to the warmest. So that those souls who are the warmest can only get into that inner energy vibration. Anything less than, automatically, by the pure energy you vibrate, must fail backwards away from that energy. So anything that is of a negative, destructive energy externally is shifted away from that energy field. The more refined we become and the more empowered we become. This is how it is. We are all energy beings having an experience in the world of matter in order to evolve and become much more powerful beings back in the universe. Ascended mastery is no mean feat. For we are tested in the mysteries, we are tested in the 7 universal principles we must adhere to. We are tested in the 12 signs of the zodiac. That's the 12-part self where we have to become powerful, beautiful side of each of those star signs. For each star sign has their polarities. And in those 12 signs that we must work through in time till we overcome any traits or negativity in the polarity of any of those signs, till we've overcome any grossness in self. So it's the perilous journey of the sun through the 12 signs of the zodiac. It's our exact journey that we must make before we ascend. To have overcome and slain anything that is of an inferior nature. To have understood fully. To have adhered to the principles. Back to the principles. When we come from our sun center, our solar plexus, our bravery, our courage, and actually Mercury, I didn't mention Mercury before, but Mercury again, with the perilous journey that we have undertaken, you need a sense of humour. So it's overcoming the trickster and the trickery within self, and the cunning to being humour, wit and humour to assist us on this journey. And then in time you outgrow the wit and the humour, because the absolute joy that universality affords when you come right into your heart and soul, you no longer need the jokes and the humour, for the joy is so much greater. But the wit and humour was a great tool also to be handed back. So in our heart, sun and heart, sun centre and heart, forever connected. Well, every part is connected. We're rising up into the higher self then. And when everything passes through the centre of your heart, you can't help but radiate and be radiant. Because your thinking has been corrected then. When everything is coming through your heart, your thinking is resurrected. It is correct. It is corrected. So it goes beyond thinking. And this is all connected with the sun, the luminary, which is the sun, and fed by the universe via the sun. Very powerful connection to source. And then when we rise up to the pineal gland awareness, our DMT, our light stream, our consciousness awakening, the pineal gland is crucial in this. So third eye awareness, cleansing and clearing is crucial to becoming a light body. Then you are not merely dealing with left hemisphere, right hemisphere. You are the balance between the left and the right hemisphere, the pineal gland. Now, it's very important again for people to understand the importance of this gland. It is our connection with the cosmos, it's our connection with Sirius, it's our connection with the greater universe. And we need to decalcify our pineal glands. So we need to become aware of what we're eating and drinking that affects our pineal gland. So there's plenty of information on YouTube regarding this. And remove sugar. If you remove sugar from your diet, you will be taking great steps towards crystallizing your pineal gland. Instead of being calcified, it should be crystalline. Everything is restorable. This is the one thing you need to know. Everything is restorable. Becoming compassionate beings. And you know, in time, it's back to the silence, the calmness, and the stillness. For once we have awakened, we don't want to read anymore. We don't want to see any more comments and the same thing repeated over and over again. We need this until we understand it. When we understand it, then just being it. We will in the very distant future, I do not mean very distant future, in the very near future, we will, as we evolve, we are going to become less and less talkative. And when we do talk, it's going to be crystal clear information sent out and received. The speakers of truth will have the voices to be heard. And the rest must fall into silence in order to learn. So the voice of reason rises over the voice of treason. Self-deception, delusion, illusion. The illusion belonged to the age of the fishes. This age of Aquarius is the age of reality. Living in the vibrational world as it is. Being allowed to breathe the stream of consciousness, the flow of love. In time, in tune, in flow. I think that is enough for now. I needed to get the sun while it was the little time it was there. But remember, people, please, we can change this phenomena that is occurring in our skies. We have the power. We simply have to know this. And then we simply have to become the power. Thank you. Namaste.